Okay, so one of the questions that comes up a lot in private lessons and not as much in choir is what do I do about vibrato? And some people don't even know what vibrato is, and that's fine. So we want to talk about not only how to do vibrato, but how to do it safely. There are some unsafe vibratos out there, and I want you to avoid those. So the first thing that might help is to understand what sound looks like. So sound travels in waves, and so you might see something like one of these. This, you see a sine wave there. Sound waves have amplitude and frequency. The frequency is how fast it's vibrating. So an A440, which is the A above middle C, vibrates at 440 times per second. The amplitude is going to be the volume. When you pluck a string, the whole string vibrates, but half the string vibrates, and a third of the string vibrates, and a fourth of the string vibrates, and so on. And with all of this happening, all of these parts of the string vibrating, we get a natural wave that happens, and you can actually see it sometimes. Here's an example. Notice how as the string is plucked, you can actually see the vibration. You can see that wave happening. Okay, so vibrato versus a straight tone. Vibrato and straight tone are two completely different things. Straight tone is this. Oh. It's actually hard for me to do because I've been singing with vibrato for so long. Here is the same thing with a vibrato. Oh. It's much easier and it's actually better on my voice than a straight tone. But there you can hear the difference between a straight tone and a vibrato. So some strategies for developing vibrato. And it may be that one of these will work for you and one of them won't. So I'm going to give you several strategies, all that I think have helped me over the years and can hopefully help you. The first is to just make some ghost sounds. And it sounds kind of silly, but it's a way that some of us have been doing this for our entire lives, ever since we were little kids. You knew what a ghost sounded like, from TV and movies and cartoons. And so just ooh, ooh, ooh. I mean, that's a vibrato, right? Another way to look at it is the opera singer. And this is how I was first introduced to vibrato. My choir teacher, when I was a sophomore, this is how he was introduced to it also. His choir teacher just said, sing like an opera singer. Ah! And he did, and it worked. So if that's what works for you, then great. That's a great way to do it. A vibrato is not only a sign of a relaxed voice, but it will also help relax the voice. So if your voice naturally gets relaxed, a vibrato may move in. If I'm tense, ah, as soon as I relax my voice, the vibrato comes in. Another way that you can do it is like this. Find a pitch. Oh. Now go just a slight, not even maybe a full half step, but almost a full half step above it. Oh, 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 oh. And if you can go back and forth between those two notes at a good speed, then you're getting close to what a vibrato is. A vibrato for a soprano may be about 7 times per second. And, there's no way to really Well, I mean, you can count it, but it's very difficult to count. So here, this is close to a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Oh. For a bass, it might be closer to 6 times per second. There's not a lot of difference. We don't want to go really fast. It just starts to, we get what's called a machine gun vibrato. Ah. Bad example. But anyway, we also want to avoid a vibrato that happens with only the breath. And you'll hear a lot of pop singers that will use this sort of vibrato. And it'll be, and it's not healthy. It's not a healthy vibrato. And so if you feel yourself doing that, avoid that. There's also the sort of vibrato that is used by a lot of gospel and even some Broadway singers, where they'll get the chin and I don't even know if I can do this, chin and the jaw and the tongue involved. I can't. It just tenses me up too much. Remember, we don't want to be tense. We want to be relaxed. A vibrato is the sign of a relaxed voice, and that's what you want. So just start with an ooh, and an ooh is a great vowel for this sort of thing because it's a very focused sound. Start with an ooh. You can go back to that ghost sound. We used an ooh on that. Ooh. And just let that voice relax. Sometimes someone who starts singing with a little bit of tension, as they get to the end of the voice, at the end of where they're singing, the voice will just automatically start to relax. You hear a lot of jazz singers will do this too. They'll start with a flat tone and then they'll move into a ba, ah. They'll move into the vibrato. But it's got to start with that straight tone. Now, there are times when we don't want a vibrato. We'll worry about those later. For now, I think it's important to develop a healthy vibrato. And then later, you can make the choice to sing with a smaller vibrato, to sing without vibrato at all. But to have that tool in your kit is so important because, as I said, vibrato means the voice is relaxed. So give it a try, keep practicing, and don't get frustrated. A lot of people got to find their way into singing a vibrato. So if it doesn't come right off the bat, keep trying. Find some of these different strategies and see what works for you. If you need more help, let me know and come see me when you got it.